Hello, thanks for taking some time. Likely finding you in probably a new home office, makeshift office, navigating the new normal with some of your new coworkers, probably pets or children like myself. Actually, today, finding myself here in our Stelter offices, only the second time I've been able to get out of the home the last couple weeks, but we actually hosted a webinar earlier today with 700 of your peers, 700 fundraisers around the country joined us and our colleagues from George Washington University to discuss legacy challenges. And it was terrific content, some really great conversation, but even more so, some terrific questions. And it got us thinking, with so many other fundraisers and charities around the country have these questions, others do too. And we wanted to take this opportunity to put together just a short video, maybe a series of these videos over the coming weeks. Likely next time you see it, I'll be in my home office myself with a longer beard, longer hair, but really to look at some of the things that are top of mind, address some of these concerns and things that others and your peers are already having to deal with. So share with a couple of those today. First and foremost, the thing that we've seen, and the first and foremost thing that you've likely seen, is there really isn't a script for how to navigate this, for how to handle this. While we've learned lessons in other crises, whether that's 9/11, whether that's recession during and post, there isn't a script for how we manage this. We do know, however, it is really critical to stay top of mind. For those charities, those nonprofits, or even the for-profits that stayed the course and or doubled down during the recession, they came out of the recession much better than their peers. So it's really important to how do you stay relevant? How do you stay top of mind? And a lot of that goes to messaging. Messaging, even more so now than ever, needs to be very appropriate for where people's hearts and minds are currently sitting. Something like a message around remember us in your will, or 2020 off to a great start. A couple weeks ago would have been perfect. Today we need to really be a lot more thoughtful in regards to that. In fact, you may have seen earlier today a large public university is receiving a lot of backlash and criticism via social media for an email that was likely scheduled. This is not a Stelter client, this is not a Stelter product or deliverable, but an email, plain giving email, was likely scheduled a couple weeks ago, went out, and a message very innocent that a couple weeks ago would have been fine, now with today's news feed is now causing them to really deal with some criticism that they didn't intend on. So it's ultra important to remember from a messaging standpoint what a great opportunity this is to show our human side, to make sure we're framing anything we're sending out in the right context and in the right focus. This isn't a time for vehicle discussion. This isn't a time for those types. It is stewardship, it is impact, it is opportunities for us to continue to connect on those levels. We also know that the concept or the idea of creating a will or even an online will is right, wrong, or indifferent in many people's minds right now. In fact, if you do a Google Trends search, you will see that those phrases are at the top that they've ever been, even if you look back 5 years. Many people are thinking about this. Many people are handling these types of things that maybe they should have gotten to before, or they want to update, or they want to make sure everything's up to date. And us as fundraisers, us as nonprofits, especially in plain giving, we need to be thoughtful on how we address that. The other thing we've really seen is this is a fluid situation, as you are too, with the 24-hour news feed. This is changing daily, this is changing hourly, but I want to tell you there is hope. We have seen firsthand with some of our clients in those first hit markets, Seattle, California, that they are weathering the storm and actually are laser focused now on their outreach. They are looking at how do we connect, what is the appropriate diligence, and how are we thorough with the messaging that we're putting out. Again, being thorough, taking a second look, very critical, but not to the point of analysis paralysis. Last thing you want or your donors want is not to hear from you at all till June or July. So being really thoughtful. Again, also as they're looking at their outreach, and you are as well, something we've always done, but I think even more important now, is putting yourself in your donor's shoes. If you were going out to your mailbox, if you were opening that email, how would you receive that? How would you take that? And making sure it's appropriate. And then obviously, great time, great opportunity to be empathetic. But don't dwell on that. Don't dwell on what we're all seeing in our 24-hour news feeds. They are not necessarily looking to you for COVID-19 updates, but be empathetic to the situation that they may find themselves in. Finally, wanted to reiterate, what you've come to expect from Stelter for years, and what you can expect from us now, are likely seeing, is our job to be proactive in helping you navigate these waters. I am amazingly proud of the work our team has done here over the last couple of weeks, which really feels like more like a couple months. But even starting on March 11th, almost 2 weeks ago now, getting some information around best practices in marketing during a crisis out to you. On March 12th, we actually put all presses on halt, stopped all emails and any communication that our clients had in queue, and put together a war room. Our leaders in digital, our leaders in creative, our leaders in editorial and design spent painstaking hours going through every single word in every single article that our clients had queued up. Not just looking at phrases or specific words that may not be appropriate for this time, but also looking at images, making sure we're being very thoughtful on what we're presenting to your donors. March 13th, you likely heard from us with regards to our email about our plans and where we're at. And luckily, we're very well prepared and sent our staff home, who's now been working out of their home for the last week and change. If you do want to see some great home office pictures, check out our Facebook page, check out our Instagram page. But we're in such a good place with our team right now. Since then, we've been doing a lot of things behind the scenes, working with our leadership team, being proactive with our team meetings. We've actually connected with all of our partners and making sure those critical partners are set up so your projects continue to be executed. And then being as proactive as we can with the right type of communication. There seems to be a lot of webinars, a lot of articles out there. So being really thoughtful and not inundating you with a lot, but giving you what's appropriate. And we have received a lot of requests for webinars. We are going to put together probably a brief webinar series to touch base on some of these topics. But do please continue to be on the lookout for that. So, as I kind of close this, I wanted to read something that you may have seen a couple weeks ago in that email I sent out. It's something that we hold true and want to maintain throughout all this. At the Stelter Company, our focus is always on people first. Whether that's our valued clients, your invaluable donors, or amazing staff, people come first. This is true now more than ever. Obviously, as you navigate these waters, if there's any questions, concerns, don't ever hesitate to reach out to your team, to myself, and we'll definitely be on the lookout for information from us ahead of time. We appreciate your partnership. We are committed to weathering this storm with you and look forward to continued success. Thank you and stay safe.